At Haas. I have a question, and I need your help. I am going to do an art piece. Yes, I'm an artist. And I want to feature faces of people who have substantially contributed to society and moved the human race forward. So think about that. Who, living or dead, existed and did something that was so substantial and profound that it moved the world forward? I'd like to know. I have some ideas, and I'm going to share it with you, but I want your opinion too, and I will consider it in my art piece. Hello, Facebook user. You should see a link that's a Restream link, and if you click it, I'll be able to see your name and your avatar. Good one. Okay, so I'm going to go over the people that, just off the top of my head, I think have contributed substantially to humanity and moved the human race forward in a positive way. First of all, no United States presidents or heads of state. Now, I'm not saying that because, that's just not what I want. That is many times that position is a reactive position. So something happens and then they react to it. Hi, Marilyn. You're going to help me out, hopefully. I'm trying to do an art piece, and I want to have people who substantially contributed to humanity and positively moved humanity forward. And then, so heads of states, maybe you could say Kennedy because he got us to the moon, but no. Here's what I'm thinking. Now, there's one exception to the heads of state who contributed substantially to humanity. And my first pick, and I'm open, I want you to tell me because I need your input because I'll consider it. Marcus Aurelius. Who's that guy? Well, he was the leader of the Roman Empire, and he ruled over an area that was, for the most part, peaceful and very prosperous. But he was also one of the Stoic philosophers, and his writings and his teachings, because in addition to running the empire, which was technically running the world, he shared his wisdom, and he taught humanity when and if to deal with problems and how to deal with problems in a manner that's moral and moves the community forward. It's really, he's quite the impact. Everyone else that I'm going to show, was influenced by this framework of how to exist in a modern community, a modern society, and that's Marcus Aurelius. I think that deserves something. Here's someone else. You know who that is? Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton is at the pinnacle of science. He's referred to as the father of modern science. And although there have been many people who have made substantial contributions in science, it's Isaac Newton that excelled in many different disciplines. As a matter of fact, Newtonian physics is named after him. He has a whole branch of science named after the guy. But he also did optics. He helped telescopes be way better. He figured out a lot with optics and gravity. And put it this way, you can't send rockets to bodies out in space without understanding the calculations of gravity and how things are influenced. Like all of that, where to predict something's going to go, a comet's coming, where's it going to go after it goes past this planet? It's going to bend a little bit. It's all Isaac Newton. He's multidisciplined, and he's the crowning achievement. Also, this was mentioned here earlier, I think Albert Einstein gets the nod. These are all people. I want you to tell me people who have substantially contributed positively to society and moved the human race forward. Einstein developed the general relativity. And I hate that the word has the word general in it. It's like, well, why isn't there super awesome spectacular relativity? General relativity sounds like it's very low level. No. General relativity is amazing. And he also contributed to quantum mechanics and other things. Put it this way, without Einstein's calculations, GPS systems wouldn't work. Well, let's talk about how GPS systems work. There's a clock on the ground and there's a clock on the satellite, and the satellite sends out pings. And since both of the clocks are in sync, however long it takes that ping to get somewhere, because pings don't happen, they travel. They travel at the speed of light, but they travel. Light's 186,000 miles a second, but there is a delay. And it's that delay, and they can triangulate the delay between this satellite, that satellite, and that, with the 3 satellites that are over near you. That's how GPS works. Well, they sent up all the satellites, and things were like way up. Things were like 200 meters off. They're like, it's not working. Why isn't the GPS working? And they figured out it was because the satellites were in low Earth orbit and traveling 14,000 miles an hour, and gravity wasn't as intense way up in space. This is going to sound like BS. Time ticked slower up there. Time ticks at a different rate the further away you are from a gravitational body. So it wasn't that the clocks were damaged. It wasn't that the clocks were shaken when the rockets took them up into space, or it wasn't that the mechanics of the clock. Clocks they're digital now, but it wasn't that something was failing in the clocks. Actual time was different. Once they dialed it in to make the orbiting clocks wrong, precisely wrong, then GPS started working. And it's all because of Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein also predicted where stars would appear. Now, people know where stars are in the heavens. They know this star is here, and this star is here, and this star is here. They know exactly where those stars are relative to each other. Albert Einstein said there's going to be a solar eclipse. And when the moon comes over the sun, we're going to be able to see the stars that are behind the sun, but very close to it. Not close to it physically, but aligned close to it. And he said, based on my calculations, this star, because there was like a star way up here away from the sun, and there was a star way over here away from the sun. This star should appear right here. But during the eclipse, I bet you that star is going to appear over here. Not here, here. In other words, he was predicting that the gravity of the sun would bend the light in such a way that it would that the light from that star would hit the Earth's surface at a slightly different angle, and it would appear differently. And sure enough, when the solar eclipse happened and that star was just on the edge of the sun, you could see it when the moon covers the sun. That star was right where it was supposed to be, not where he said it should be, where he said the light should bend it to. It was in that space. It wasn't where it normally is in the sky when the sun's in a different location. All have to do with Albert Einstein. I think that's crazy. Next one. Nicola Tesla. Nicola goddamn Tesla. This guy. Okay, he was an inventor, an electrical engineer. His claim to fame, alternating current, AC, the modern electricity grid. Who doesn't use electricity? Look at everything that's electrified around here. But he's so much more than just that. He understood resonance. He understood waves. He understood 369. He understood many things. That he shot energy into the stratosphere and was able to pull it back down with the Wardenclyffe Tower. And many of his contributions, I don't think have made it to the light of day. I think they were covered up. Electromagnetic gravitics, for example, I think he was all over that. He had the famous, you can look this up, the death ray. He created an energy weapon that was so devastated he vowed to keep it secret, and sadly it was never kept secret, allegedly. But anyway, I think I think Nikola Tesla takes it. Now this one I'm not sure about. I'm probably going to kick this one out of contention. Steve Jobs. He's got the shortest bio. I mean, he's a business magnate. I mean, really, that's what he is. But the thing I think would put him into contention would be he was militantly user-focused when it came to technology, and he demanded that things on the computer work in a intuitive way, and without it, we would be in a Windows 3.11 world. And how everything is locked together from the entire technology stack is completely owned and run by Apple. I think we're probably 20 years ahead of where we would be as putting the creative tools in creative hands. Apple is pushing the industry. Even if you don't use Apple, their innovations are, everyone's catching up to trying. I don't know. That might not take it. And then this next one, I know this person is not very well liked in some circles, but Elon Musk. Elon Musk will very likely make humanity a 2-planet species. I mean, say what you want about Elon Musk, but I think that is pretty significant. So we have some other ones here. Jules Verne, okay. Gandhi, yep. Yeah, Frank Sinatra. Yeah, again, I think like for someone to make the list of someone who substantially moved humanity forward. So like if that person didn't exist and make that contribution, the world would be totally different. Like that's the criteria. So Frank Sinatra's awesome. I don't know if Frank Sinatra quite meets that. And Gandhi did a lot, but I mean, did he change the whole of humanity? I guess in some degrees he did, but did he do it? No. Edison, no way. No way. Edison was a hack. Edison rode the coattails of other very intelligent people and was a shrewd businessman. I don't consider Edison on the list at all. Yeah, Tesla worked for Edison, so it was Tesla's genius that some of Tesla's genius funneled up through Edison. But yeah. Anyway, this was a fun thought experiment, and I'm. Let me know. Even if you're watching this as a replay, put it in the comments. Who you a man, woman, dead or alive, who has substantially moved humanity forward. Who is that person? Let me know. I want to know, because I will take your input and I will consider it and move it into my art piece. See, the Wright brothers, I was thinking that too, but a lot of people were gunning to make airplanes. A lot of people were. It was going to happen whether or not the Wright brothers succeeded or not. Now, of course, it was substantial. It was substantial. But I don't know if that's the same caliber as a Sir Isaac Newton or someone making humanity as a 2-planet species. Tim Berners-Lee, yes, the internet, the modern HTTP. That's Tim Berners-Lee right there. He was mad that you have to do HTTP://. He never wanted that. But Eisenbard Kingdom Brunel. Oh, wow. I got to look that one up. All right. Mr. Paul Weber from Love Audio Production. SOMBAKINGDBRUNE. Okay. Was an English civil engineer who considered one of the most ingenious and prolific figures in engineering history. Ooh. Yes. Let's take a look at that a little bit there. (1806). Let's go to the Wikipedia page for this. Engineering giants, one of the greatest figures of the Industrial Revolution, changed the face of the English landscape with groundbreaking designs and ingenious constructions. He built dockyards, railway, steamships, propeller-driven transatlantic steamship, numerous important bridges and tunnels. Okay, this is someone who did quite a lot. Thank you. Thank you, Love Audio Production. Yeah. Yeah, Tim Berners-Lee, but that's a good one too. A lot of people were really part of the whole World Wide Web, HTTP, that type of thing. That I think that was really I'm not sharing. That was really on its way to becoming a thing. Like if any one of those critical first internet engineers didn't make it, someone else could have just jumped into their I don't know. Yeah. That's a good one though. That's a good one. Here's a funny thing. This is a fun story about computers. The first time they had to try the first internet, like the ARPANET, they had two computers in two different locations, and they sent the login instruction, and the letters L and the letters O made it to the other side, and then it blew up. So like the first legitimate over a network that could be considered something like the modern internet, the first two characters were LO. And it's like, if there was another L, it would have been LOL. LO. LO were the first two characters. Like they tried to do like the login field, and then they were going to then they were going to send the login instruct that login password, but only LO made it over. He built the Tanner Bridge near me, pronounced Tamar. Oh, Tamar Bridge. Okay. Tamar Bridge. Interesting. Yeah. So I just thought that was a fun thought experiment, and I think I'd like to do a cool, interesting art piece with faces of people who have substantially moved humanity forward. It's just a fun thought experiment. Thank you for helping me out. If you think of someone else, wherever you're seeing this video, leave a comment and I will consider it. All right. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate your help. Take care. Stay awesome.